Good morning and welcome to the Saturday special of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. In India, the pyres are burning and more than 40 CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force officers, Jawans or soldiers have been killed. Killed for no fault of theirs. Killed not while fighting, but it was in fact a convoy going and JEM, Jaish-e-Mohammed's terrorists, an outfit led by Azhar, they drove a vehicle laden with over 400 kilograms of explosives and smashed into the convoy, killing 44 people. And this sent a shockwave not on the world only, but also in the minds of the people who were thinking, would we ever be safe? Would the terrorist attacks ever cease? And as the funeral pyres are being lit, the whole Indian nation is aghast that this blatant terrorist attack is still very much a potent force as to destroy the country. And rightly so. India has been a victim of terror attacks from across the border for a long time. Whether it was the Bombay attacks, the infamous ones, whether it was the Pathankot attack, whether it was the Uri attack or whatever it was. And people normally thought that after the surgical strike by India, Pakistan terrorist forces would have learned a lesson. But some people never learn. And some people neither forget nor they learn. With the result that there is a sense of utter surprise and shock over Pulwama's terror attack. That's understandable. Now, the most important thing is to be seen is the significance of this Jaish-e-Mohammed's attacks timing. It has put enormous pressure on the Prime Minister Modi to respond purposefully. The defense forces can only give him options. The political decision has to be this against this challenge. And that's a very important decision. And I would like to comment on this, that this is for the first time in the 4.5 years that Modi has been the Prime Minister, that the opposition led by Rahul Gandhi is keeping quiet. He might have made some statement, immature as he is, but his sister came in the forefront and said that we are all with the government. Now there's another significance of this attack. February 18th, that is on Monday, the International Court of Justice is hearing a case. And this case concerns Kulbhushan Yadav. With the impassions already inflamed, in case Kulbhushan Yadav's case is decided in India's favor, the anger of the people would rise manifold, compelling the government to attack. And if the International Court of Justice goes against Kulbhushan Yadav, then this anger would be multiplied, because then they would think that there has been no justice to them. Today there is a salve, there's an ointment on the hurt sentiments that all the world leaders have supported India. Even United Nations Secretary General sent a special message condoling the death of these 44 people. The US government And Mr. Bolton specifically sent a message to Ajit Doval saying that you have got every right to defend yourself. President Xi also sent a message. But there's a difference. While President Xi sent a message, he did not mention Pakistan, while all other international figures have blamed Pakistan for this. Now, how does one make a sense of the biggest terror attack on the security forces in India? This is the biggest attack till today and aimed directly at the security forces. There have been attacks before, but Pathankot was on the security forces. There have been others as well. But this is the most devastating attack. Now, there is a fault of the government as well. There has been a failure of the intelligence. 2 days before the attack, the intelligence report came that Jaish-e-Mohammed is considering an attack and they are going to have the same sort of attack which was done in Kabul. That a vehicle laden with explosives will be driven up. The government should have taken some preemptive steps, which it failed to do. Who is responsible for that? That is for the National Defense Advisor to see and for the defense forces to see where the lacuna took place and 44 brave people lost their lives. And then second point, which is important, is that any person who has some inkling of security is aware that the convoys usually have 1,000 security personnel. More than 1,000 do not move at a time unless there's a war going on and you have to send the troops to the border. Why was this time convoy of 2,500 people? Why this deviation from a normal accepted norm? Was it hastily planned without taking necessary precautions? If not, then it's a blunder. And what were the preparations made? What were the precautions taken? The question arises, is Pulwama another jury? We have been told that the vehicle was driven by a local youth. So it's a combination of homegrown terrorism along with terrorism exported by Pakistan. Now, look at the clarity of the situation. Jaish-e-Mohammed has admitted that they are responsible for the attack. Is this confession not enough to put Azhar under arrest? And yet Pakistan is not doing so. As a matter of fact, Pakistan wants evidence that he isn't confession. When you go and say you have committed a murder, you are immediately arrested and prosecuted. As for the options of the government are concerned, if the local youth drove the truck, then against whom you will have the surgical strike. Evidently, we are clear that JEM has a presence in Kashmir Valley. And ISI has helped this terrorist outfit. That's why Azhar is roaming freely. Now, here's another question. Why is China still sporting that Azhar should not be put on the terrorist list and should not be arrested? What is China doing? The caliphate of ISIS may have collapsed, but the global response is required because the caliphate terror is within the vicinity of India. And the ultimate purpose of any counterterrorism is to not win a victory, but to shape a peace that serves the lasting object of the nation. We have not been able to focus on this goal in Kashmir. The terrorist organizations are known to flourish here in this part of the country, and that is not permissible. The UN Security Council already has a pending motion that Azhar is a terrorist. But Pakistan staunch ally. China always blocks action. Now, what should be done? When it has then been admitted by Jaish-e-Mohammed that they are responsible, that output should be banned. Imran Khan should immediately order the arrest. Secondly, India has to adopt a two-pronged policy. One prong is already adopting, and that is blaming Pakistan, raising the question at the international forum. But there's another thing. You have to act like a George, St. George, and destroy the dragon. And the dragon is China. And you don't have to take political action. Hit China exports, which will hurt China much more. China made goods from mobile phones to TV sets to Diwali lights, flood Indian market. And as a matter of social and national solidarity, we should boycott all China, using the example of Mahatma Gandhi, who shunned British products to get the Raj, quit India. Same should be done. China should be told, okay, either you rethink or not a single Chinese good would be used. Officially, secondly, Government of India should recognize Dalai Lama as the head of the Tibetan government in exile. Let's admit the facts. Secondly, the Indian leaders have got to back up. I have seen one so-called leader, a comedian, a former cricketer, saying, or supporting Pakistan. Whole nation cannot be blamed. Who blames the whole nation? But when the government is actively involved, that a government always represents a nation. Otherwise, there should be rebellion. And government is backing JEM, and ISI is, in fact, the conduit for all the terrorist activities and supporting them, helping them, promoting them. So why should the nation not be blamed? And then talking that bullshit, which he did yesterday, saying that no dharam, no religion supports. Yes, no religion. And we are not blaming Islam. We are blaming JEM and ISI. There's a difference between organizations. Both state and non-state actors are involved here. Let's be very clear. And Imran Khan, if he has a bit of an honesty, should have immediately taken action. But he has not taken any action till now. And the action the government of India took to take away the most favored nation doesn't help much. It's not even going to be a pinprick. A country which is dependent on the foreign aid and foreign donations doesn't care whether the exports are hit or not temporarily. One major thing which has come out is that Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has postponed his trip. The conference which was to take place on the 19th of February has been postponed. That means that even the masters of Pakistan, Saudi Arabians, admit that Pakistan is at fault. So, why are we not going ahead? We don't have to declare war. Let's be very clear. I'm not for war declaration. Surgical intervention? Possibly, yes. But it should be an air attack only, not a ground attack. Thirdly, there has to be economic blockade of Pakistan and economic boycott of China. Just see, by increasing the duties on the Chinese goods, Trump was able to bring China down to its knees. Why can't India do it? And India is a huge market. Thirdly, you have to make an example of the anti-national elements, and I am very clear that people like Sidhu are anti-national. I have just received a comment from a friend that even the group has admitted And he said, technically, I don't think so. The whole world knows. Yes, I fully agree. So what is required is for the Pakistan government, Mr. Malik, to take action, put Azhar under arrest, and declare that Jaish-e-Mohammed is a fanatic organization, a terrorist organization, and all its members are guilty of planned, provocative murder. So that has to be done. And when you say that Punjabi blood, as another friend has said, there's nothing to do with Punjabi blood or Pakistani blood or Indian blood. It's a human blood. Human beings all over across the border and this at the border and that at the border are agitated. Because let's not, Pakistan has suffered much more from terrorist activities, whether it is schools, whether it's army officers, whether it's the weddings, whatever. Even Pakistan has suffered. But not the government, people of Pakistan have suffered. So this is incumbent. What is required is, if there can be effective international action in Venezuela, why cannot be an effective international force be sent to Pakistan to wipe out this nest of vipers? The snakes that are breeding in Pakistan need to be finished. And in case UN is honest broker of peace, why does not UN send a force to clean up Pakistan and all the terrorist activities be crushed? So India has to take multi-pronged steps. A, immediate blockading Pakistan, permit that nothing goes to there, and close the airspace for any aircraft going to Pakistan over the Indian airspace. Boycott, ban Chinese goods. Take effective countermeasures. And then most important, we have not taken till now any cyber tools. Why cannot India use the advanced cyber tools, integrate artificial intelligence into targeting process, help the security forces destroy the Pakistan supporting ISI, not the civilian structure, no way. But have a thing that the government of Pakistan is hurt. And that is only possible economic and political action. We have to, today the climate is ripe because the whole world is agitated. And we should also talk to Saudi Arabia that not only the postponing the visit of King Salman and postponing the meeting is sufficient, let Pakistan be told in clear terms, thus far and no further. Any further action by any group in Pakistan would be the sole responsibility of the government of Pakistan, and the leaders of Pakistan would be liable to pay for the murder of the innocent people wherever they may be. They may be in Belgium, they may be in France, they may be in Tunisia, they may be in Norway, USA, or India. But action has to be taken now, today. And Pakistan has to be told, stop, no further, otherwise you face destruction. What Consular Rice had said, that they will bomb Pakistan to the Stone Age, I don't believe that. Let's not bomb Pakistan to the Stone Age, but let's bring them to their heels. That's the way for the peace in the world. Thank you.